you and good evening. In the past 2 weeks, the student body at Mount Lebanon has been quite busy. As we finish settling to the new school year with the first quarter coming to a close, the school seems to be regaining a sense of normalcy, minus the masks, of course. Our school spirit is back in full force, with the Blue Devils having won our final home game of the season before playoffs. That leaves us as PA's top football team in the state. Student life in and out of the school is teeming with clubs like our Premier Model UN team making overnight trips. Ski Club is preparing for an exciting winter season, and our school paper is up and running again. I'd like to take the rest of my time today to focus on one issue that was brought up in our most recent edition of the paper, and that I've noticed myself in the past 2 months since we've been back. It's one of the few things that reminds our students that although it may feel like it sometimes, we're not back to normal. And it serves as a memory of the events that have transpired recently with the COVID-19 pandemic. First, some context. During our year of online and hybrid learning, teachers had highly modified and relaxed academic expectations with less or perhaps open note tests, minimized assignments and essays, lenient grading expectations, and a generally less challenging environment. Similarly, the district itself worked in recovery days once a month for students to catch up on missing assignments or just catch up on a few extra hours of sleep. All of this is to say that Mount Lebanon adjusted and met, to a certain extent, the needs of students during a challenging time for all of us as we dealt with our new isolated online worlds. So when we first arrived back in the building in August, some of us, for the first time in a year and a half, the school faculty and teachers were all eager to jump right back into the normal curriculum with a standard level of rigor for academics, honors, AP, and students alike. Most of the student body, if not as enthusiastic about it, also expected as much. After all, why wouldn't we return to normal? Unfortunately, as our first days turned into first weeks, turned into first months, students and some teachers have begun to notice a recurring pattern. Often we'd be learning a supposedly simple concept in math or be asked to format our English essays in certain ways and would only respond with a confused blank stare. After a brief discussion, we'd realize what had happened, COVID. The subjects we learn in school are for the most part cumulative, meaning that nothing can make sense if we skipped or didn't learn previous portions of the curriculum very well. And as a generation, we seem to be collectively missing necessary skills that we are required to build on in school, and it is affecting our ability to return to normalcy in our academic performance. And if there's any doubt about it, we only have to turn to our AP test scores from the end of last year. The tests, which are standardized, are no different than that taken by every grade before us. The curriculum itself is also standardized and administered by the College Board. But last year, Mount Lebanon students did up to 20% worse on some AP tests for the 2020 to 2021 school year than the school has on average previously. We are lacking foundational skills that we need to be successful students now and for the rest of our academic career. If we don't address these deficiencies, we don't properly learn the skills we're being taught now, which will transfer to next year and then the year after that, and so on. Teachers are still required to teach the same course and can't be expected to reasonably repeat lessons from previous years in their allotted time. Whatever the solution is, it has to come from the top down. And the problem doesn't end there. Students have grown used to relaxed academic standards and have been expected all of a sudden to jump directly back into Mount Lebanon's usually highly competitive and strenuous school environment. Juniors, for example, are expected now to jump from the academic rigor of a freshman directly into what is notoriously known as the most difficult year of high school. Some students have successfully hit the ground running, even with some stumbles have generally managed to adjust. For a significant portion, however, we've jumped too far into the deep end after a long vacation, and we are drowning in schoolwork, extracurriculars, college applications, you name it. And this isn't just the feelings of a few overdramatic teenagers either. Teachers have noticed and actually commented on the unusual lethargy of students and the inability to meet normal deadlines, along with a significant dip in quality of work from normal years. Now, these teachers have been placed in an impossible position. They must move us back to a sense of normalcy and prepare us for the next grade or college in the limited time they have. But trying to actually follow their normal curriculum risks leaving students behind entirely. I don't have a solution to this nationwide issue. Whatever it is, it will have to come from the top down, like I've said before. Perhaps our municipality can offer students mental health services or set up tutoring for skill deficiencies in our library. But I do know that pretending we are back to normal is not the same as actually getting us back to normal. Whatever the answer to this problem is, it will require everyone to pitch in to move past the pandemic and the troubles of the past year or so back to a truly thriving community of young people here in Mount Lebanon. Thank you.